Coming up, it has been a wild week for COS with a growing chorus of voices calling on Elon Musk to back something that's never been done before in American history. All that and more on this week's episode of COS Now.
What do we want? When do we want it? Now!
Elon Musk wants a third party to cut government spending. But will that really solve the problem? Or only further divide an already polarized nation? While praising Musk's intentions to limit government spending, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis called on Musk to back a game-changing movement instead.
If you're concerned about the debt, I wouldn't even worry about that because I don't think just electing a few better people is going to change the trajectory. So you need to do a balanced budget amendment to the U.S. Constitution, and you can do that through the states. You can do it through Article 5. If Elon wanted to weigh in on that and work on those state legislatures, he would have a monumental impact on doing this. And we also need term limits for members of Congress. And so you can do both of those things.
DeSantis is an official endorser of Convention of States action. Constitutional attorney Mark Leven then posted on X, quote, "I'd encourage Elon Musk to read my book, The Liberty Amendments, and get involved in the Convention of States movements," unquote. On Tuesday, popular podcaster and official COS endorser Ben Shapiro joined the growing chorus.
Well, meanwhile, Elon Musk has been talking about how he wants to start a third party. And there are some who are encouraging him instead to put his money behind a convention of states, which I think is actually the right idea. Elon has tons of money. A convention of states essentially would be designed to add constitutional amendments, like, for example, a balanced budget amendment. Like, for an example, a limited government amendment. There are a bunch of things that could be done on a structural level that would actually help and could be done by a convention of states. That would be the best use of the money.
And here's U.S. Senator Ron Johnson via an interview on Real America's Voice.
So I'd rather have Elon working with us, recognizing it's tough. And one of the ways to do that is I've always been a big supporter of the Convention of the States, get the states together. And my standpoint, I'd want an amendment to limit government spending to a certain percentage of GDP. I think that would have the greatest impact.
Later during that same show with Eric Bolling, Florida Congressman Byron Donalds spoke out about Article 5 as well.
A third party, I don't think is the way to go. I think if anything, and I do also agree with Ron Johnson, I think Governor DeSantis also put out that call the other day. Let's be focused on the Article 5 Convention of States. Yeah. And let's actually do things like a constitutional amendment around term limits for members of Congress, because I fully support that. I think it's long overdue.
If that weren't enough, longtime columnist Cal Thomas echoed his support during an interview on C-SPAN.
As long as you put your own political career first and the country second, things are never going to change. That's why I'm a big fan of the Convention of States provided for in the Constitution, where the people call a convention and we get a balanced budget amendment in the Constitution and a lot of other reforms.
And journalist John Solomon of Just the News took to the airwaves to emphasize that calling the first ever Article 5 convention would be a better idea than forming an independent party.
A better option for Elon Musk put his money and his effort behind the Convention of the States, the effort by states to call a constitutional convention, and for the first time since the founding of this country, rein in the central government with the power our founding fathers gave us.
If you would like to join this massive groundswell of pressure on Elon Musk to support Convention of States, add your name at conventionofstates.com/Musk. Speaking of Just the News, here's a sneak preview of a 30-second TV ad that will air on that network.
President Trump has shaken up the swamp by taking bold executive action, but the truth is that these necessary changes can quickly be erased by the next president at the stroke of a pen. What can we do? We can call an Article 5 convention to propose constitutional reforms. Vice President Vance, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, Secretary of Agriculture Rollins, Secretary of Defense Hegseth, and Secretary of State Rubio have already signed onto the growing movement. Let's save their America and make President Trump's legacy permanent with Convention of States.
This month's episode of COS at Home featured an interview with the co-founder of Convention of States Action, the one and only esteemed Michael Ferris.
President Trump clearly has done some remarkable things, some really good things. But there are very few of them that are capable of being done with a methodology that will last. Great goals, and he's using the tools that are the best available to him. But we have a better tool that's more permanent, and we have several supporters for convention of states within the Trump administration, and we are hopeful that the president may take a look at this in the days ahead.
And now for the final 5. Everyday Americans continue to raise awareness about Article 5 in the Convention of States movement. In the spirit of liberty, volunteers participated in Independence Day events in Hawaii, Texas, Indiana, Colorado, and many more. Number 2, the North Carolina team reported on local meetings as they pushed to become the 20th state to join the movement. Number 3, the COS Colorado Veterans Coalition is at the tip of the spear, making petition drives a success at local events such as the Liberty in Lead and the Boulder Marathon. Number 4, here are local news stories generated by COS volunteers in North Carolina, Wyoming, and New Mexico. And number 5, these are some of my favorite snapshots recently sent in from across the country, courtesy of COS Patriots from coast to coast. What was your favorite news item from this week? Like we said, it has been a wild week, so let us know in the comment section and join me Monday next for the upcoming episode of COS Now.